Personal finance expert, MeVest founder, Lesley-Anne Scorgie joining us on Canada Now. And Lesley-Anne, your latest article in The Star discusses how this year can easily be a mulligan on gift giving, considering the pandemic. Self-care can certainly take priority this time around.
You know, everything's changed. The norms around the holidays, how we give, how much we give, to whom we give to, it is all on the table for discussion. And it has to be. This is a year where I think everyone understands, especially if you're in a financial pinch, that it's just not possible to have the same kind of holiday season that you did in previous years.
And once again, we've mentioned it on a previous episode or two as far as the holidays are concerned. And you remind us in your article in The Star, regifting. It's okay to do that.
Totally. So, you know, I think in previous years, it was maybe considered taboo to wrap something up. But honestly, this is a perfect year to move something that is still in its packaging, hasn't been used, along. And I also want to highlight a cool trend that I absolutely love, where I'm seeing people give their books. So if you've enjoyed a title this year, you're actually moving that title along to somebody whom you know will really, really love it. And that is the spirit of the regift. If you know that whatever you have could actually benefit somebody else, move it along. Otherwise, it's going to collect dust, especially when it comes to like books and magazines that you have enjoyed or your kids have enjoyed. You know, as long as they're in pretty good condition, move them along to a new home where someone can really enjoy them.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can't afford to give gifts this year, just don't do it. But if you do feel the need, maybe a good way to go is do it yourself. There are many different ways, many different websites one can hit to find ideas for do-it-yourself gifts.
Like go to Pinterest and get any idea you want. You can almost make anything. DIY is actually the second trend I think is worth mentioning on today's show. So DIY has quickly elevated to the top of what people want this year. They actually want to receive those beautiful spices in the mason jar that you put that lid on and your kid does whatever on the side to decorate it. Like they want these kinds of gifts. So DIY is totally in. There's so many ideas. I'm running just on social media right now, ideas every single day to help save money. And one of them is DIY. And you should see my inbox and my DMs. They're full of ideas, from like warmers for hands to candles to chocolate or hot chocolate bags. Yeah. It's just so cool. But I love it because like you can even supercharge this by buying your supplies locally from wherever in your neighborhood is selling beads and glue, and you know, if it's spices, then spices, all of that.
You know, it's as you remind us, it's not just the holiday season, but it is also proposal season.
Oh, yeah. So we are seeing the pressure is on. Like if your Instagram feed has not yet filled up with beautiful images of people proposing, it's about to. And like, my husband proposed to me during the holidays at precisely this time of year. So it's a soft spot, but what we are seeing, and I think it's okay this year, is we are seeing people delay their proposals until maybe they're in a better economic condition. And we're also seeing people accelerate their proposals. So let me tell you about that for a second. The pandemic basically proved out whether or not your relationship is solid. And so we are seeing, unfortunately, a 40% uptick in people inquiring about separation and divorce. So that sucks. But on the other side, we are seeing a whole wonderful group of people who are actually more ready and more sure than they've ever been in their whole life, because the pandemic proved that their partner was amazing during this experience. And so, what I would just offer up right now is, if you know that this is your person and your finances just can't support the proposal, believe me, the right person will say to you, it is okay. I still love you. I will see, we'll do this proposal thing next year when you're back to work.
Yeah.
And, if you feel like you're ready to accelerate it, there are some fabulous deals on jewelry right now, including in the secondhand market. Unfortunately, capitalizing on that trend that I just told you about, where people are breaking up, you can go and get some wonderful pieces of jewelry for a fraction of the cost.
I guess so. So 2020 would be your first year of marriage.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
it's all uphill after this.
No kidding.
You're okay now. So we mentioned self-care off the top, and we've talked about loyalty points in the past as well. In cashing those in, maybe you're doing it for yourself.
Totally. So we, obviously try to use loyalty points to pay for expenses that we absolutely need. But we can't forget that our mental health is one of those priority needs right now. We have data coming in that shows that most people during the pandemic by this point are so fatigued and they're so tired, they're mentally strained. So I think right now, if you've got those loyalty points and they are, $20, $30 worth, maybe even $300 worth, I want you to know it's okay to spend that on self-care. And we can't forget this part of the conversation. Like the holidays, it is about resting. And resting includes self-care. Sometimes that happens for no cost. Sometimes it is the cost of a really nice bubble bath or a new book or a babysitter for a night within your bubble, of course. Right? Just so you can go and take a walk. But the point here, the money saving opportunity is like, if you need some self-care, use your loyalty points to do something good for your mental health.
Part of the holiday expenses as well, and it might not seem like that much, but it does add up when you think about postage and all the cards that you might be sending out. You remind us that, hey, you could send out those holiday greetings electronically.
I gotta tell you, my 98-year-old granny is on FaceTime and WhatsApp. And what used to be the person who would mail cards and send, they were always very nice with postage, but we all know every card you send is at least $1.50, if not $5 or $10, depending on the quality of card. And I think that this year we're seeing a trend of people just going digital. And they're doing it with their full heart forward. They're not saying anything less sentimental in their digital holiday greetings, but they need to save on postage. They don't want to create environmental waste. And they know on the receiving end that almost everybody, including my 98-year-old granny, can accept that holiday greeting and enjoy it for what it is. And the heart of it is a greeting, right? It is that special note wishing the person well this season. It doesn't have to be a physical card. It doesn't have to have postage. If you need to shave this off your budget, now is a good year to do it.
Oh, and establish a new normal as well, because not only are you saving money this year, but you're saving money for years and years and years to come.
Totally. And I think that's really the theme of what I was focused on this week is new norms might actually be good for us for the new year. Look at how many people are choosing to do Secret Santa this year versus buying gifts for everyone. And it's a norm that could be really good forever. Who needs this stuff when all we really need is our health and our financial wellness going into this next year and many years to come?
The biggest thing I take away from not only this talk, but the article in the Star is that keeping it simple is probably the best way that we can recharge over this holiday season, because, boy, we need it.
We do. It's all about rejuvenating your heart, your mind, your wallet, and your relationship. Keep it simple. Don't add complexity. And don't add a credit card balance that you really don't need to add. And that will reduce the stress, allowing you to just focus on total wellness.
You'll be thankful in January. Check out MeVest.ca, personal finance expert, MeVest founder, Baby Hank's mom, Lesley-Anne Scorgie. Lesley-Anne, always a pleasure. We'll do it again in a week.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Thank you. Well,